Check for sound. Check for power.
All systems online.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 42 of the Loper Show. Super stoked to have you guys. And, of course, today brought to you by our friends over at Shakers Public House. And if you haven't been to Shakers yet, let me suggest Wing Wednesday, all right? Dollar wings all day long. 7 days a week, they have this thing called Power Hour, like where you can get dollar drafts, dollar wells, dollar wines, the entire hour from 5 to 6. It's a power hour, guys. $1. It's pretty sick. So go check them out. They are in Worthington. It's Shakers Public House, the official sponsor of the show. And, you know, if you guys want to sponsor the show, we're taking new sponsors all the time. So feel free to go on to Instagram at Jeremy Loper and DM me, and we can get you on as one of the great sponsors of this show, man. Would love to have you. So I had a pretty festive weekend. I got the invite to a movie premiere, The Smashing Machine, starring The Rock. One of my really good friends that I've done podcasts with in the past. We've trained together. Mark Coleman, who was the first ever UFC champion, Pride Grand Prix champion. He was a major force in this movie. Like the second character really in the movie. The Smashing Machine is based on a guy named Mark Kerr, who was also one of the greatest mixed martial arts fighter, pioneer in the sport. And The Rock saw the documentary, also named The Smashing Machine, and was moved and brought the story to Hollywood and said, we got to do this. We got to make this movie. And this is no low budget movie, man. This is like right there, A+. The every scene is, you know, just absolutely fantastic. They recreated a great bit of Pride in the movie because Mark Kerr and Mark Coleman both fought in Pride for quite a long time over in Japan. If you don't know what Pride was, a Pride fighting championship was the counterpart to the UFC back in the day, and it was ran by a Japanese organization, aka the Yakuza. Yeah, it was mobbed up, but I mean, they were at one point actually far superior to the UFC, and the money was far better. So a lot of the elite fighters actually at that time went over to fight in Japan for Pride. But we start the movie, and it's already kind of underway. Mark Kerr's life has already brought him to mixed martial arts, and like I said, they recreate everything just like it happened. Like when they were showing the scenes from Pride, I felt like I was actually watching Pride. And usually fighting in movies just does not translate, especially mixed martial arts. Boxing, you know, we all love Rocky, but it's just not ever as realistic as you want it to be. In this movie, it's damn near as close to realistic as you can get when it comes to MMA. And I was pretty impressed. So a guy by the name of Ryan Bader, who fought in Bellator and in the UFC for a little while, he plays the part of Mark Coleman. And I thought he did a pretty good job. I would say I would have liked Ryan Bader to be a little more jacked. I mean, Coleman was, you know, absolutely just swole back in the day. But I don't know that anybody could be as big as The Rock. I mean, let's just be honest, guys. The Rock was on all the steroids for this movie. I mean, he's gigantic. Like, his shoulders, they look like it's like a human head sitting on each shoulder. They're just so giant. And he actually had to slim down. I don't know if you've seen The Rock recently, but The Rock had to lose quite a bit of weight. He just said, like, even bending over to tie his shoes, he was like out of breath. So just to give you an idea of how big he was in this movie. But the movie was inspirational, man. I mean, you know, Mark Kerr's story is one of absolute determination, somebody that has a goal and that's going after it, but is also riddled with substance abuse and how he deals with substance abuse and what he does to finally get clean at the end of the movie. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but, you know, it's truly inspirational. And like I said, you know, most of the movie really felt like they stuck to the real life story. If you've seen the documentary and then you see the movie, you'll have sort of a contrast, but I definitely suggest to go check it out. I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, this was a closed premiere, so it was mostly friends and family. But you know, the moments of just seeing Mark Kerr in the highs and lows of his life, man, you really felt like you were there. But the one thing that really caught me was one of my favorite songs of all time is by Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. It's a song called Jungle Land. And I was trying to think, I don't think I've ever seen this song used in a movie before. But in this movie, They used Jungleland, and it was unbelievable. The placing, just the timing. And that's not a short song, by the way. Jungleland has like a running time of like, close to 15 minutes. But the song just captured the moment. Or maybe better, the moment captured the song. Either way, it was fantastic. And I suggest you go see it, man. I know opening weekend was not great for the Smashing Machine, but I wouldn't look at any of that. This is going to do huge in streaming numbers. Like when it comes to actually being able to watch it at home and stream this thing, I think it's going to do incredible numbers. So congratulations to Mark Coleman, to Mark Kerr, and to The Rock, man. The Rock was awesome in this movie. He had Mark Kerr's mannerisms, his voice, he became Mark Kerr. You got to see this movie, The Smashing Machine. Check it out. So Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson have announced that Rush will be back out on tour. Now, you'll remember they played their last show with Neil Peart, their late drummer, and for a lot of people, their favorite member of the band, in 2015. And after that, they have not returned to the stage. But Anika Niles will be behind the kit and on the next Rush tour, which will take them all over the place, man, from Mexico, Texas, Illinois, New York, Ontario, and ending in Ohio, in Cleveland. So Cleveland, Rock City. Maybe you'll grab a ticket. Speaking of tickets, this is kind of wild. It got me thinking because Rush, they gave an interview and they were saying how they were really inspired by Paul McCartney going out on this next tour. And I have to be honest. I've been able to see a lot of concerts, an amazing amount of musicians in my life. Paul McCartney is one that has eluded me, and I have to see him on this tour. So I pulled up tickets. I said, all right, so if I'm in Columbus that weekend, what if I go and just see what tickets are going to cost? Okay. You guys ready for this? Well, I'm looking at tickets that are $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. Oh, here's $2,000. That's not bad, I guess. Are you crazy? These tickets were supposed to be, I think, at max like $180 in certain areas. I can't even find a $180 ticket. I mean, obviously, all of the regular tickets are gone, even nosebleeds. And now all you can get is these secondhand verified resale tickets, which, let me tell you something, man. Did you guys see the chief officer of Live Nation like a week or two ago came out and said the ticket prices are too low? Like, whoa, wait, did you actually mean to say that? Did you mean to say that? Are you saying what I thought you said? Do you mean they're too high? And he said, no, they're too low. The cost of touring and, all of the things that come along with that, I'm not going to name it, the rigging and the movement of the actual tour and the people it takes to put some of these tours on, and now using AI and different technology to actually put on the most brilliant show that you can. But it's all coming at a price. And he actually had the balls to say that ticket prices are a little too low. Well, you, sir, are wrong, because all I see is outrageous ticket prices. And Ticketmaster has to do something. Ticketmaster and Live Nation. Live Nation is the largest venue and touring company in the world. And Ticketmaster, obviously, the largest ticketing company. They're one company. I don't know if most people know that or not, but they are owned by the same company, which creates an incredible monopoly. And just looking right here on the Ticketmaster website, it kind of says everything. So they have these verified resale tickets, and it's getting to be like almost every concert that I look for online, you have to really sift through to get to like what you might call like regular on sale tickets, because the first things that pop up, especially if you click on best seats, are these verified resale tickets. And the weird part is the band gets absolutely no kickback from any of that. You have to set up some kind of mark where you go, all right, you want to charge double for your ticket? Okay, fine. Okay, maybe 3 times. All right, that's it. We're going to cut it off. But when you sell a ticket that was $180 for $7,000, okay, let's not even go there. Let's go $1,300. $1,331.61 for one ticket. I mean, I think that's a bit more. I'm not a mathematician, but that's a bit more than 3 times. Well, that's a bit more than 4 times the amount. 5 times? Yeah, it's more than that. It's unbelievable is what it is. And until the artists actually stand up and go, listen, we're not going to do this. Pearl Jam courageously did this in the late 90s and said, gave the big FU to Ticketmaster and actually did a tour without them. And it was a really big deal back then. I mean, it was covered on every news source. Everyone was on board. They really made a movement. And I think it would take a few of these bands getting together and saying, dude, we're not going to take this anymore. You're not going to gouge people like this. You're not going to allow these third market, it used to be third market sites, like SeatGeek and sites like that, right? And now it's actually Ticketmaster, and you can hardly get around it. I mean, if you want to sift through and sit here for hours just trying to buy one pair of tickets, okay, well, good luck. But I mean, that's where we're at right now. So I want to go see Paul McCartney, but I also want to put my kids in college. Just saying.
Hear that? That's not just any siren. It's the sound of Wing Wednesday at Shaker's Public House. Every Wednesday, when the siren hits, the dollar wings drop. All day, no limits, just flavor. And don't miss Power Hour every single day from 5 to 6 p.m. Drafts, domestic beers, well liquor, and wine, just $1. When the siren sounds, you know where to go. Shaker's Public House, where happy hour hits hard and the wings hit harder.
So last week we were talking about the announcement of My Chemical Romance at Sonic Temple, Welcome to Rockville, and Louder Than Life, right? All three of those announced that My Chemical Romance will be on the bill at each festival for one night headlining, right? So Sonic Temple has announced another headliner, and this one is going to be sick, guys. I'm really excited about this. Bring Me the Horizon will headline one night at Sonic Temple this year, and it's I'm telling you, it's going to be one of the best shows you'll see. They are absolutely incredible live. I think it was 2019. They booked Bring Me the Horizon, and I did an incredible interview with those guys backstage, and then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. I mean, the skies opened up and just dumped tons of rain, and the concert was delayed so much that night, Bring Me the Horizon didn't play. They weren't headliners yet, but they were near the end. And they had to bump Bring Me the Horizon. There were so many people there that people traveled from Europe to come see them, and they didn't get to see them. So this will be a homecoming of sorts and a first time, if you will. Bring Me the Horizon, very familiar with backstage at Sonic Temple, but this time we'll actually get them on the stage and live and in your face. Motionless in White also announced, and The Plot in You. So as these bands keep rolling out, I will keep letting you know who's playing these major festivals coming up in 2026. All right, let's take it to Nashville for a few minutes. I'm so surprised about this, but Bon Jovi's JBJ's, which is his honky tonk on Lower Broadway, is up for sale. Now, this just opened last June in 2024. And, we've talked about a few times here on the podcast that, I was there for the opening, and it was really cool. Got to meet the band. The guys were super cool. And it is the tallest honky tonk also on Broadway. They're selling the honky tonk. Now, apparently, whoever buys it will acquire the JBJ's name and all of the Bon Jovi memorabilia inside, and the theme will continue as Bon Jovi's place, but they are selling. Now, when they bought the land originally and built the building, it was like $9 million, from what I understand, is what they spent on this property. Well, the property is up for sale right now for get ready for this, $30 million. So, if you're just sitting on a extra $130 million, maybe you could own John Bon Jovi's honky tonk on Broadway. I mean, it could be that easy. But yeah, the listing went up, and it's been all over Facebook. A lot of people think it's a joke. It's not a joke. And like I said, it will retain the Bon Jovi theme, because people were like, man, that was fast on Broadway. It is cool because, outside of Kid Rock's place and maybe like one or two other places, it's nice to be somewhere where they're not playing country music all the time, when you're down on Lower Broadway. I know, like, when I go down, I can tolerate the country for a little while, but, I want to hear rock music. And JBJ's and Kid Rock's and a few others are the only places that actually do play rock music and on a regular basis. Now, they will throw in a few country songs, but it's nothing like the other honky tonks on Broadway. So if you find yourself in Nashville and you got a couple extra bucks in your wallet after paying $14 for a beer, well, maybe you can be the proud new owner of John Bon Jovi's honky tonk, JBJ's. So I guess with Back to the Beginning, the Black Sabbath send-off and also tribute to Ozzy, when that went down in July, I guess there was a contingency plan, like leading up to if Ozzy wasn't able to perform. Now, Sharon Osbourne has gone on record saying that she did, in fact, have a backup plan, but it had nothing to do with any other bands or another artist stepping in for Ozzy. She said that if Ozzy simply that day felt like he could not perform, she said, I want you to go out on stage and just be you. Just be Ozzy. Talk to the people. Now, how that would have went over, I'm not sure. But it is kind of interesting that no matter what, it was truly going to be a goodbye from Ozzy Osbourne to his fans. And you got to kind of dig that. Now, we've talked several times about, one of the stars coming out of that was Youngblood. And I've said this in different ways on the podcast, and people get at me on the comments. So I kind of want to clean that up a little bit. I've said that, this was Youngblood's introduction to the world. And what I mean by that is the mass appeal, the massive audience out there, the people that weren't down with Youngblood from the very beginning. Obviously Youngblood has had a career for, pretty much like a decade plus, really. I mean, he's been around a while, but in the mainstream, most people had not heard of him. And Back to the Beginning was really a platform for that. And he was recently on Bill Maher's show. He did a podcast with Bill Maher, and it was pretty interesting. If you haven't seen it yet, you kind of get a little insight into who Youngblood is. But yeah, Youngblood, his name continues to get out there, and he's kind of making the podcast rounds. We'll have to see if we can get him here on the show. But he was on with Billy Corgan, and Billy Corgan paid him a pretty decent compliment, I think. So he said that Youngblood, the way that he is, his cadence, and the way that he presents himself, meaning that he can cover a wide variety of music and still be accepted by not only his audience, but by a mass appeal audience as well. And he said, who you remind me of? You remind me of Elton John. Elton John could sing a ballad, and Elton John could do rock and roll. And I was like, you know what? That's a pretty good analogy, because it is kind of true in a certain way. And I'm really excited to see what happens with Youngblood over the next 5 years. And his collab with Aerosmith is blowing up right now. If you guys have not heard it, definitely go check it out. It's a banger, man. And Joe Perry, that guy on the guitar is just something else. And Steven Tyler, I mean, we said this before on the show that I can't believe that we were talking about Steven Tyler never performing again. And then he comes with what is maybe some of his best work. The song that's out right now, it's called My Angel. So go check that out if you haven't heard it, from Aerosmith and Youngblood. So on Saturday, I was over at Vanity to host the UFC party over there, and man, the fights were good. I don't know if you guys got to check them out, but a few that caught my eye. Yuri Prochazka, who was the former light heavyweight champion of the world, took on Khalil Roundtree, who has been right there, man, amongst the elite for the last few years. Absolutely a beast. And this fight was a 3-round war. Yuri Prochazka, at the very end of the third round nearly, is finally puts the bow on the present and takes out Khalil Roundtree, which is that is no easy task right there. But Khalil Roundtree definitely, I don't think, lost any points, to his career, meaning like his standing in the UFC in this loss. But I mean, Yuri Prochazka really puts him back at the top of the list and knocking on the door for a title shot. And in the co-main event, Merab Dvalishvili successfully defended his bantamweight championship of the world against Corey Sandhagen, who is an absolute beast as well. That actually went the distance, all 5 rounds. which both those guys, I think they could have went 10 rounds. They're both in such elite condition, but Merab is a monster. Just an absolute monster. And this guy, I don't see who's going to unseat him from the top of the bantamweight division. I mean, he is just right there amongst the elite. In the main event, the light heavyweight championship of the world was on the line. Ankalaev taking on Alex Pereira, who was the former champion. We just saw it a few months ago where Ankalaev came in and just wrestle fucked the hell out of Alex Pereira. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, but that's what he did. And then we found out that Alex was hurt during that fight. We found out that he had some kind of like virus, an infection that he was dealing with. And everyone was like, there's something going on with Alex Pereira in this fight. He is not the Alex Pereira that we've seen. Poatan usually comes straight out and just like a warrior, just walks the guy down. Well, that's exactly what happened. Ankalaev got walked down by Pereira in 1 minute and 20 seconds. Pereira finished the fight with 12-6 elbows, which before this year, the 12-6 elbow, which is an elbow coming straight down, was illegal in mixed martial arts. Not anymore. Actually, John Jones' only loss is due to disqualification because he used the 12-6 elbow back in the day. And that's his only, loss, whatever, which should be taken off the record now that it's legal. But Alex Pereira, I don't know who's going to challenge for the light heavyweight championship of the world. I think what's going to happen is he's talking about going up to heavyweight. And I think that would be an incredible fight. You know, the UFC Live at the White House is coming up right around the 4th of July. And, I mean, can you imagine Alex Pereira taking on John Jones for the heavyweight championship of the world? Or even if he doesn't come back, John Jones, what if it's Tom Aspinall? Still an incredible fight. Alex Pereira at heavyweight, that would be something scary. And he would become the first ever 3-division champion in the UFC, holding the middleweight championship, the light heavyweight championship, and if he wins the heavyweight championship, that would make history. I mean, he's already the first ever to hold the middleweight championship and the light heavyweight championship in both Glory in kickboxing and in the UFC. So, I mean, Alex Pereira, in such a short amount of time, 12 UFC fights, mind you, has broken a ton of records. And pound for pound, I mean, you got to have this guy up there in the top 3. I mean, come on. Or the listings are they real? Come on.
Hear that? That's not just any siren. It's the sound of Wing Wednesday at Shaker's Public House. Every Wednesday, when the siren hits, the dollar wings drop. All day, no limits, just flavor. And don't miss Power Hour every single day from 5 to 6 p.m. Drafts, domestic beers, well liquor, and wine, just $1. When the siren sounds, you know where to go. Shaker's Public House, where happy hour hits hard and the wings hit harder.
Well, I think people know the Loper Show is a family show, right? So I brought my youngest. This is Knox Loper.
Hello.
So what do you think about this, Knox?
I mean, I've been on your old radio station before, so.
Oh, this is nothing. I mean, you're like a seasoned pro at this point. You're a vet, right?
Uh-huh.
So you're a big gamer. Like, what kind of games are you playing right now?
I mean, I've only really just been playing Roblox.
And so, like, people that don't know what Roblox is, like, what do you do in Roblox?
It's a platform where you can make games and people can play your games.
Oh, that's cool. And
when people stay in your games and if they buy your game passes with the currency, you can get money.
That's cool. So that's where all my money goes to. It's called Robux. Always hit me up for Robux. So my money goes to building games that other people play?
Well, it helps with them to be able to update the games and like, yeah.
All right. And what else are you into?
I don't know.
Are you into music yet?
Not really.
We need to get some Slayer records in your rotation, bro. No?
I
What are you going to be for Halloween?
I haven't decided yet.
You haven't decided? You were telling me you already decided.
No, I kind of wanted to be something else, but then I didn't really know what to be.
All right, well, maybe people can leave it in the comments below and help you come up with a costume. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Well, thanks for being on the show. Knox Loper, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, throw a like on the page, ring the bell, so when I drop a new episode, you'll get a notification when you subscribe to the channel. And thanks so much to our awesome sponsors over at Shakers Public House. Thanks so much, guys, and thank you for supporting the show. And I'll see you next week. Yeah. I was hoping you would say your line.
What do you
It's
mean?
funny.
What?
When I asked you like what you're gonna be.
Well, I don't really want to be that anymore.
He told me the other day, I'm gonna be what everyone fears. I go, what? He goes, a job application.